Hello there, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to Silver Compass HQ with myself and Sam. Sam, what's going on?
We're sitting in a different position than we usually do.
We are, hence the strange lighting atmosphere we have here.
But
moody.
Here, it's difficult because sort of like it's in the background. Look, I'm pointing at our air conditioning unit, which is helpfully switched off at the moment so that we can do this Facebook Live. But there we go.
Absolutely. So we're here to update you on what has happened in the Silver Compass World Cup.
So much!
Of course, it's been the quarter-finals. It all happened on the 6th of July, the first quarter-finals, and that was France, aka Elite Business IT, versus Uruguay, aka Janice Gilbert's WordPerfect VA. We predicted France for this one, I believe.
Yep, we did call France. And we were indeed correct.
2-0 to France. Goals happening from Varane, the centre-back from a corner, and Griezmann with a shot straight at the Uruguayan keeper, which he somehow let through. An embarrassing end to the tournament for him, and Uruguay would be disappointed to be knocked out there. But
Uruguay keeper not getting his dream league to Real Madrid.
Not at all. On that same day, we had arguably one of the biggest quarterfinals you'll come across in recent history.
It was incredible. Well, no, I don't even know if it was incredible or not, because I actually, I was at the cricket, but
he was at the cricket.
Yeah.
But I watched it. It was, of course, Brazil and Belgium. So Brazil, we had Paul Summerfield photography, and Belgium is, of course, sports and spinal physio, Dan Smith.
Yeah, sorry, Paul, you've lost out there. Thought you had an absolutely brilliant shout with a winning team there, but actually, sort of Belgium have. I don't think they're really even dark horses of this competition anymore. I'd probably say they're favourites of the final four.
I think they're right up there now. Roberto Martinez showed his tactical prowess, changed his lineup against Brazil in order to cope with the Brazilian attack. De Bruyne, Lukaku and Hazard were the main counter-attackers. Lukaku was out on the right, where Marcelo was too far forwards from left back. Lukaku was occupying that space. Hazard was superb. His control, his dribbling, unreal. De Bruyne grabbed the second goal in that game, and what a hit it was. Sam has seen that. And the first goal in that game was actually an own goal off of Fernandinho, cross-whipped in. He tried to deflect it away. Put it in his own net. Brazil tried to change things, tried to get in there, brought on Renato Augusto, and he actually did score. Fair play to him. He's more of a defensive midfielder, but he got forward and scored and was unlucky not to get a second. Brazil just couldn't get back into it. Belgium held out, and Belgium are through to the semi-finals. So Dan Smith, sports and spinal physio, and Elite Business IT have both got themselves at least a 90-minute marketing session. Possibly a half day if they win that World Cup. Who else has made their way through to the semis then?
So,
what else happened?
What else happened? Should we talk about that one first?
Yeah, we'll talk about that one.
Yeah, we'll talk about that
one. So the
first.
Second game of the 7
did go to penalties after a tasty 2-2 draw.
So hosts of Russia versus Croatia. It was 1-1 in normal time. The goals in that coming from Cheryshev, once again scoring his 4th goal of the tournament.
He might get a dream league to Real Madrid.
I believe he might have been there at one point, possibly. Look that up. I think he was at Real Madrid at one point.
Do you want me to look that up now? Or?
No. I'm telling them not. They're not back there. Let us know. Is my Cheryshev knowledge on point? Did he once play for Real Madrid? Maybe. He's now at Villarreal. Kramaric scored for Croatia. It went into extra time. Fernandez scored for Russia, the right back, and Vida actually scored for Croatia.
Yes, I remember that Fernandez plays for Russia.
It's one of our favourites.
Not a very Russian name at all.
If you missed out on our live commentary of the Russia-Saudi Arabia, it was some of the most challenging names you ever see. However, we were very lucky to see Mario Fernandez, the least Russian name out there.
Absolutely.
So that finished 2-2. It went to penalties, and Russia missed out. And the guy who missed the penalties was, in fact, Fernandez, who scored in the game, and Smolov, striker. And where did we see the penalty shootout for that, Sam?
We saw it in a pub that was just outside of the Comedy Store in Leicester Square.
Stag.
Yeah,
Stag of Dreams.
Yeah.
So Sam's been stagging it up this weekend.
What do you mean, Sam? We both were.
We both have been. What happened on the stag around 3 o'clock, Sam?
What happens on the stag stays on the stag. That's all I'm going to say. And finally, moving very swiftly on, some other team that you've never heard of went through. No, I'm joking. It's coming home. It's coming home.
I don't think it is, but still, he can run with that. Sweden versus England, 2-0 to England. Harry Maguire, Dele Alli, 2 headers, 2 goals. Saw off Sweden quite well, but Pickford with some quality saves keeps in it.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Which means, of course, that is the end of the journey for Jimmy Lee Photography, Sweden. Although on Twitter he didn't mind too much, so fair play. England, that is uniform 7. You are through to the semi-finals and have nabbed yourself one of those marketing consultancy sessions. Once again, it could be half day if you win it. And it means that Sally Parker's in Photography Croatia. You have got yourself a session as well. But it's the end of the line for the Beauty Loft, Russia. But I'm sure you got further than you thought. Beat Spain.
Okay,
not bad. So yeah, that sets up our semi-finals. We have England and Croatia, which is happening tomorrow. And this evening, we have France versus Belgium, the European derby, local derby.
Absolutely. So before we go and talk a little bit preview about them, 2 marketing lessons that we have to learn from the quarterfinals. First one comes from England, and that is, it's very clear that together they are greater than the sum of their parts. And essentially what we've got here is a team that thought wasn't going to do great, was going to achieve quarterfinals at the very most, past that. That is because they have found a winning strategy. They put that strategy into place and they are working with it. It's a system, it works, so it's a rinse and repeat job. You can do that as a small business if you find a system that works for your marketing, stick at that system, tweak it, develop it, and ultimately you as a small business can have great success in being greater than some of your parts. Second lesson, which is a much less pertinent one, but should have listened to me about Belgium. I said straight from the beginning, they're going far. So
the other lesson we do have with Belgium, of course, is not only is it creating a system and going with it, but also when times come and you're fighting against different opposition, different challenges, it's being able to adapt to that and overcoming that. So Belgium, like we said, changed their formation. They've been playing the whole same formation throughout all the other games, but they came up against Brazil. They thought, right, this is going to pose us different problems. This is a different opposition, different challenger. What are we going to do in order to adapt and overcome it? They planned it. They worked on it in training, tactically, and they delivered it.
Yeah, so from back 3 to a back 4.
Absolutely. So being agile, being flexible, but also planning that. Small business owners out there, this World Cup has given us plenty of lessons. It's not impossible to take on the bigger targets and overachieve and fight them down, even though they might be a bigger reputation than you and things like that. So
absolutely. So let's think about it now. Preview. Today we got France, Belgium. Tomorrow we got England, Croatia. Weekend got the final.
Yeah, so Saturday we have the 3rd place playoff. So the 2 losers in the semi-finals will then have a fairly meaningless game, really, of who comes 3rd, but part of the tournament nonetheless. Before the final on Sunday.
So looking forward to seeing France and Croatia play on Saturday. I think that's going to be an interesting match. So I think that's just sort of like quite clearly shown who I think is going through to the final. I think today's match is going to be absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Really, really feeling that Belgium are going to put in a very strong performance. But
It's going to take a lot to overcome France.
They're two very exceptional teams. And for me, I think the only real difference, I personally feel that Belgium has got a little bit more quality at the back. Defensively, obviously, France have got absolute quality between the sticks.
Hugo. Absolutely, it's two brilliant goalkeepers, Courtois and Lloris of Tottenham and Chelsea. Defence is very strong on both sides. However, perhaps Belgium is stronger. Who knows, really? I mean, France have Umtiti from Barcelona, Varane from Real Madrid at centre back. Belgium have obviously Vincent Kompany, Man City, Alderweireld, Vertonghen, Spurs. In the midfield, there's some really interesting battles in there. Kante, Pogba, Matuidi versus De Bruyne, Fellaini, Witsel. Hazard will be dropping in there. Lukaku up front. And obviously Griezmann and Mbappe, Giroud for France. So some quality players on the pitch. A lot of interesting battles. Who's going to overcome who?
Two interesting points. One, I'm intrigued that you've actually included Fellaini within that list of quality players.
He's an effective player. He's a
stick with an afro.
Well, that stick with an afro has caused many teams an upset, including Arsenal, hilariously, towards the end of last season.
Fair. The second is obviously we've got some really quality keepers left in the last four. Courtois, dream move to Real Madrid?
Possibly. I think Real will certainly be looking for plenty of players, especially with today's news.
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo to Juventus.
Is that confirmed now?
It is happening.
It's happening.
So if I was a fan of a club with exceptional players who have a history of going to Real Madrid, I might be quite worried.
Yeah.
Harry Kane, Eriksen, Dele Alli. Who are Real Madrid going to get? No, I don't know.
Of these sort of two keepers, obviously, more likely Courtois will go because obviously Hugo's already had his dream move
to Spurs
from Lyon.
See, Real Madrid have been chasing David De Gea for years. I wonder if they're going to get bored of it and give up on him.
Well, he's just had such a poor tournament.
Oh, terrible! That goal against Portugal, against Ronaldo, actually.
I kind of feel in a way like, especially after this summer, they probably wouldn't be justified in signing him, or would find it very difficult to justify to their fans why they have.
It'll be hard, but it's obviously Lopetegui is the new Spain manager, of course, new Real Madrid manager who was the Spain manager.
Luis Enrique is the new Spain manager.
Luis Enrique's taken over. So yeah, on the club side of it, some very interesting things going to happen after this World Cup in terms of transfers, in terms of what's happening there. But World Cup side of it, as we've said, we're just about predicting Belgium for this one. We think a bit tight. I think there probably could be goals, but then again, there's two exceptional goalkeepers.
True.
But there's plenty of attacking.
We just go back briefly to talking about club football. And I know that we've been talking a little bit about marketing and stuff like that throughout this whole sort of World Cup thing, but we've enjoyed this as a whole. So we've got a little project that we've got on the back burner at the moment that will probably be coming into fruition towards the end of August, beginning of September. So those of you who've enjoyed us talking about football, stay tuned for that because we've got some fun stuff coming up.
Absolutely, yeah. Of course, the other semi-final we have is England versus Croatia. Arguably the strongest team England will face so far, having played Belgium's B team. The strongest they've faced otherwise. Croatia, of course, quality players in the midfield. Modric, ex-Spurs, current Real Madrid, arguably one of their most unsung heroes. Rakitic, again, doing a similar job at Barca, really making things happen from the middle. You've got Perisic, the winger. You've got Kovacic, also Real Madrid. Mandzukic, a prolific striker. So they've got plenty of quality, which I think England haven't really come up against so far. So it'll be a real test for our midfield and defence. And of course, we'll hope Pickford carries on that form. Defence-wise, they're not super strong. Obviously, Lovren is a very in-and-out player. So I'm sure that the England players will be targeting him, as well as some of the other defenders. The goalkeeper has saved quite a few penalties en route within penalty shootouts. So let's hope it doesn't get penalties, but then it get picked at the same time as well. So. It's going to be tight, but I think with Croatia having played extra time twice now and gone all the way to penalties, we've only done that once. Hopefully, their legs as well. They played a day later than us.
And they're an older team too.
Absolutely. So it's good odds for England to get to that final, which is unbelievable. If you told me that at the start of the tournament, I would have slapped you. In fact, we nearly did slap Ollie. So
we didn't. Just for
metaphorically.
Metaphorically. We certainly verbally slapped him down because we're
so used to the disappointment.
We're used to the disappointment, but Ollie isn't. He's been used to the pure belief.
But are England just luring us in, and they're just going to destroy us?
I don't think
when
it
hurts most.
But no, I don't think.
Either way,
I don't think it will even hurt if we went out tomorrow because we got further than we have in years.
But at the same time, there will never be a bigger, easier path to the final.
You don't know that. Next time round, it might be like Iran, Saudi Arabia, and Australia.
Well,
unlikely. Unlikely.
So, what are your thoughts, guys? Who are you thinking out of France and Belgium? Who are you thinking out of England and Croatia? Also, how did you feel those who went out in the quarterfinals? Were you gutted at missing out on that self-accomplished marketing and self-surprise?
Clearly.
I think you probably were. Do you feel robbed? Do you think your team weren't good enough for you? What emotions are you feeling? But yeah, generally, thank you for following this competition.
Because we've had a lot of fun doing it.
We've had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of people seem to have a lot of fun as well. It's nearly coming to an end now. But we will obviously have an update next week with a roundup of the entire thing. And who knows, maybe we'll be celebrating a very unlikely England.
We might do a quick little live tomorrow if we go through. So no, we can't jinx it too early. No, but it's coming out.
It's coming.
Is it?
I can't say it.
You just did. So I think Belgium, England final. Mike?
Yeah, just about a Belgium-England final. I think we'll get battered in the final.
Either way, Spurs are going to win the World Cup, aren't they? Let's leave that there. Right.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Here we go. Semi-finals and finals.
He's coming out.